Alrighty, guys, what's going on? Good to see everybody here again.
Saturday.
Once again, my name is Naveed, and I'm one of your hosts here on Just Drive. Just want to thank everybody for showing up. We got Cameron here to my left.
So,
We got Ryan here to our right. And then we have our new guest here today.
How's it going, everyone?
So
Introduce
who's our
yourself.
guest? Introduce yourself.
So, do I say my real name or my Instagram?
Both. Yeah, for whichever works for you, yeah.
So, I'm Muhammad, and I go by PK on my Instagram. That's what
Okay.
I'm known for.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
good. Well, thanks a lot for showing up. So we truly appreciate you for being here. But let's get it started. So we read your profile, and we noticed that you come from almost like a JDM background, right? Back home from Pakistan, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
I mean, always be fond of cars. I mentioned about it, my background a little bit, like how I got introduced to cars. My cousin, so he had a RX-7, I think, the FD body type.
Uh-huh.
And then he did a one Jay-Z swap in that car. So, of course, I knew nothing about it, but all I knew, yeah, it has a super motor.
And that's what pretty much got you into cars, right?
Yeah, he would like take me to all the car shows, local car shows around, do all the burnouts, all the street stuff that we have over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
whatever noises it was.
Yeah, all I knew was just car got to be loud and fast, and that's about it.
And like, how old were you when you saw it? Like, were you
I
in like
think-
a middle school?
I was 14 or 15 at the time.
14,
Yeah,
15 at the time.
Yeah,
And then you came to the States in 2010.
yeah.
So how old are you when you came to the States?
Well, I'm 28 now. I think I was 18 or 19.
18 or 19. I see.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Was there a
around high
major
school.
was it a major culture shock when you got here?
Honestly, no. Because
Really?
back home, I went through a British education system, so the whole curriculum was totally opposite of here. But it was not something like I went through the local education system,
Uh-huh.
so it was not much of a cultural shock difference because most of our teachers were teaching me the British curriculum, and
Right.
so it just played out really well.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
And so did you go to high school here? Or did
Yeah, I
you,
did high school.
Where'd you go to high school?
Keller High School.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Nice.
I've been in Keller since forever.
Oh,
You live
wow.
there right now?
Yeah.
You live there currently?
Yeah. I live in
Nice.
Keller.
I used to live right behind the high school over there.
Oh, for
so,
real?
yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you go to high school?
I actually ended up going to high school. You know where New Directions is?
Okay.
Around
Is that
the
the one for
corner
bad
from
kids?
there.
Yeah. So I live right in the middle of Keller, South Lake. So my parents have a house in South Lake and Keller, so it's just a back and forth.
Yeah, I understand.
Sweet. Okay. And then you went to UNT.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Me and Green,
UNT
bro.
alma maters here in the house, or alumni's in the house. So yeah.
Yeah,
good stuff.
so-
These guys go to UNT.
Yeah, you got a problem with us going to UNT?
I dropped out, so
Yeah, we don't count.
Fuck school, huh? Nah, I stay at school, kids.
So
Hey, it's cool.
you got your bachelor's and you got your master's from UNT, and then you went on to pursue your
Aviation.
aviation.
Yeah, so I graduated from Keller High School. Then I went to Tarrant County College. That's how I got started.
That's right.
Did my freshman year, then transferred out to UNT.
Okay.
Did my bachelor's of science in computer science and minor in real estate. And then I went to grad school for MS cybersecurity from University of Dallas.
Which when you told me, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
how
Yeah,
are cars
really,
related
man.
to computer science and cybersecurity? I mean, holy shit.
And then planes right on the end.
And then planes, right? I mean, like that's a mixture of everything that you need. So
Little bit of everything.
Yeah,
But
Smartest guy in
honestly,
the room.
like I'm the type of guy that would stay far away from school. Like I was totally a bad student. Like back home, like I would be the troublemaker, black sheep of the family. Always, putting my parents through trouble, getting suspended, dismissed from
oh
the school.
no.
So over here, things changed because my parents were like, yeah, our responsibility was just to get you over here. It's all up to you now. You either make it or break it. So.
And it's funny how you say that, because obviously I was born here in the
Yeah.
States,
Yeah.
and you're looking for alcohol, aren't you?
No, I was looking for my drink that you took from me, you ding dong.
Okay, here you go.
By the way, thank you for the sparkling
Absolutely,
water.
no problem.
Thanks,
Going back on topic, but yeah, when I
was
was because I was born here, but I used to live in Iran for 5 years,
Yeah,
and I came back to the States in '05.
nice.
And obviously, it was a little bit of culture shock for me because I wasn't used to it. I hadn't been back to the States in a long time, and I had to like relearn the language. And then like obviously the Middle Eastern culture is so different with the American culture, you know.
Yeah.
And September 11 was not that long from '05 when I moved back,
Yeah.
so I was like being called a terrorist or being bullied. So you know how that goes, but after a while, you know, you got used to it, and then once you understood it, you're like, okay, it's going to be easier for me for sure. But so I completely understand where you're coming from. So
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, I never experienced that much of a racism or discrimination type of thing over here because I guess I grew up in the
Mhm.
environment of where I would get along with everyone, and
right.
I was kind of a people's person because
Mhm.
I've always been out there,
Hmm.
and I would try to adjust myself accordingly and timely or depending on what the situation is.
Hmm.
I would just get along.
Yeah. No, for me, yeah, I had to go through my battles, but
Yeah.
what really helped me was playing high school football and then high school wrestling and then high school powerlifting. Like I was an all-around athlete in high school and then played college football, and then I was done with college football, came back to Dallas, went to UNT, and then I started working for the airlines. So just like you, I got into aviation, and my grandfather was in aviation,
Oh, wow.
and I ended up getting my dispatcher's license from the FAA.
Oh, beautiful.
So yeah, matter of fact, our guest here, that Eric is sitting back there, he's a
colleague right
yeah,
there.
so he's a dispatcher. He works for a major airline as well, and so it's really cool that we have three people in aviation in this room right
Yeah.
now. So
Small
that's-
world.
yeah, small world to aviation. Yeah, but moving forward, talk us about the Camaro. Why the Camaro? Why did you even get into American Muscle if your passion was in JDM, or was it not? You just saw something. You said, "I want something better than that."
So, like I mentioned in the paper,
Mm-hmm.
M4, that's what I had for. I bought it in 2015, new from BMW North
Mhm.
Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much
West.
one of the only few cars that were in pretty much all of DFW because it
Mhm.
was a pre-order. Like how cars just get
Mhm.
released online.
Right.
Do your pre-order thing.
Uh huh.
I did mine from Houston. Got that car. Everything was spec'd out, and got in 2015. Drove that car, got it, spec'd out. I mean, then I did some, tuning stuff, modification. At the time I was blank, pretty much. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just go station 1 to 3 for whatever that was.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
No, of course. Yeah. No.
So went to DME in Houston.
Uh-huh.
They worked on my car. They did the MSR intakes, tune, titanium exhaust. Like I spent a pretty heavy penny on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So
Was it worth it?
It was worth it for the time it lasted.
Yeah, that's what we all say. That's what we all say.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
ended up blew the motor. So I
Yeah.
blew the motor. It was pretty much game over for me, and I was like, "Fuck, what do I do?" Parents were pissed.
Right.
Like they're pretty much going down the drain right now.
Right.
Was pretty much carless for a couple
Mhm.
months.
Mm-hmm.
Was just driving my parents' car for the time being, going back and forth to UNT, and then I was like, I need something, because
Mhm.
like I just want to go fast.
Right.
So I think the car was messed up in 2017, so it lasted me for almost 2 years or a little bit over that.
Okay.
So ended up selling the car at a very depreciation, value,
Mm-hmm.
almost less than half. That's what I
Wow.
sold the car for. It was
Man.
just a shell.
Okay.
Started my research again for the cars in 2018, and then I knew nobody that was in the Camaro or in the muscle car scene because JDM.
Right.
And I was like, I need something that's budget friendly or in my price range that has decent enough horsepower that it's a good starting point, right? So Camaro, I test drove Scat Pack, new Scat Pack at the time.
Mhm.
Test drove 5.0, completely waste of time for me in my opinion. And then test drove the Camaro, so Camaro fit all my needs, even though it was pretty tight, in terms of space inside. The blind spot is terrible.
And I have to agree with you with the blind spot. Like that's one thing. Like even though I had Mustangs, I even had Challengers. I even said on the last show, I didn't like the Challengers.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of the Dodges because they're all plastic. I couldn't deal with the Camaros because they had really bad blind spot, and even my front view. I don't know how you guys do it, but my front view, like I need a view. Like I can't do it this way.
Same.
I can't do it this way.
And then coming from M4 to Camaro was a major downgrade. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Yikes.
is it though? Because here's the thing.
Yes.
Because me and you have had our fair shares.
Yeah.
Especially with my FBO Stage 2 M5 and your Camaro SS, and I've seen how the transmission reacts on that car, and it is nothing like car. You hit it, it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
And with
It's
your current
instant.
and with your current setup, you have more horsepower than me, anyways. I went to Colton,
Yeah.
and NRG Performance.
Yeah, I told you about it
Yeah.
for Dino Run.
Yeah, so I went there, and I realized I want to go back out there again and get my car dynoed, because when I dynoed it the first time, I had a fuel pump issue, so my power band wouldn't go all the way to 8 or 9,000 RPM. It would cut off right after over 6 or 7. So I would get this code saying that, hey, I don't have enough injector, fluid. But having common sense, I was like, we got 470 horsepower, 320 or 340 to the wheel for a car that's almost 12 years old. I guess you could say that's normal for it, with the amount of powertrain loss. But I was like, okay, well, now that I've, fixed the fuel pump, maybe I want to go test and see what it's doing. But yours is pushing way more than that right now. Now that you have a fully rebuild on your current SS that you have.
Yeah, I have to get it dyno. I've been just slacking, honestly, so I got to reschedule on the 18th of this month. So hopefully I'll find out what numbers am I making on the new setup.
What were you hitting before that?
514.
514. How much
Yeah.
to the wheel?
Huh?
How much to the wheel?
514 to the wheel.
All to the wheel? Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
rear wheel
Nice.
drive.
Sweet.
Rear wheel.
Okay. And you're naturally aspirated, right?
Yeah, all
Full
in it.
bolt-on.
All motor. Yeah,
Okay.
all motor. So the 514, how I hit was, so I was making about 480-ish
Uh-huh.
to the wheel, but that was just full bolt-on setup. And then I bought a pair of new heads from
Uh-huh.
Frankenstein. So Frankenstein are pretty much known all over the country for, making cylinder heads and porter heads and
Uh-huh.
whatnot, other services for engine.
Mhm.
So I bought new heads from them, swapped them out, and I installed a new converter that nobody knew about. It was just me and my tuner that we were
Mhm.
trying to, do an experiment just to see what gains we make. So from 480, it made about 514 to the wheel. So that was a pretty good
Interesting.
drastic
Heads
difference with
and
just new
converter?
heads.
Heads
Huh?
and what
Heads
else?
and the converter.
Yeah, heads and converter. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a 4,000 stall converter, so the car was like a bullet, bro. And
That's direct.
yeah,
You said, fuck it. Here you go.
Yeah.
Just do this for me.
yeah.
And then are your transmissions also tunable as well?
Yeah, I tune my transmission. It's pretty much everything is tuned and rebuilt right now. So at the
Jesus.
time when we ran for the first time, I was just full bolt-on, no heads, no converter. It was stock converter, stock heads, everything.
But with the same horsepower, or
No, I was 480 at the time when I ran you the first time.
no
Is
shit?
it 480
Yeah.
from the factory?
No. So
He
from,
walked me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's believe that. No offense.
I mean, besides that, but do you weigh the same as my car or less?
how much do you weigh?
43.
No, I'm way less. I think I'm way less. Yeah,
Should
I
be
think I'm about
38, right?
38. Yeah, with
Yeah.
me in it 39. I don't know, something around.
With you in at 39, you weigh 100 pounds. Bullshit.
I don't know, bro.
100 pounds, bro.
Maybe 4,000. I have no idea how much my car weighs, but
41 change.
nah, you could.
He's like, yeah, with me 39. Yeah,
Fuck
100
yeah.
pounds.
So feels good to be just be 100 pounds, right? So yeah,
That's funny.
when I ran you, I was just full bolt on basically.
Damn.
So the stock Camaro makes from 2016 to 2020 SS, it makes around 398, 400 wheel,
And are you 10 speed or 8 speed?
8 speed.
No shit.
Yeah.
When did they change to 10 speed? 2018 or 19?
19. My car is 2018. So from
Can
2016.
you upgrade your transmission to 10
yeah, if
speed?
you gotta swap the whole trans, bro. That's a hassle.
Yeah, I bet.
Yikes.
But are you going to keep the car the way it is, or are you going to upgrade it? Are you going to sell? What's your plan with it for
at
now?
this point, I've dumped so much money in the car. It's just
You
to
might as well
keep
just
it.
keep it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and just buy another car at some point.
You enjoy driving it?
Huh?
You enjoy driving it?
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No regrets. Okay. Would you daily it every day?
Huh?
Would you daily it?
Yeah,
Do
I
you?
do daily, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. E85 is just like this. Goes from full to empty real quick. Yeah,
Damn.
What kind of
It's
gas
like
are you getting?
also
it chugs on
run
gas. Huh?
You'd run E85 with your car.
Yeah, it's got flex fuel 92 or pump gas or E85 belt.
When I took my car down to DME with Spencer, I asked him if I could run E85, and he said, "No, we're not going to do that anymore with the E60 M5s." I said, "Why?" He said, "We've been getting way too many complaints about cylinder number 5 and cylinder number 8 blowing up
Oh
on the
shit!
V10 engines."
Yours is a V10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
And so I was like, "Well, son of a bitch," because I was because I bought the upgraded fuel pumps from Summit Racing
Yeah.
from AEG Performance to where I can run E85, and I had to upgrade my fuel injectors, but I would have to get a tuning file from it, and DME would not provide that for me, so I would have to go to a different tuning company. But once I thought about it, I was like, dude, my car is like 12 years old. Like, it's got over 140,000 miles. I bought it with 108 from one owner. And with where it's at right now, I'm like, dude, I've done what I need to do. I've already gone 200 miles with the car.
Yeah.
I've already done whatever I needed to do with the car. So it's like I'm not missing out on anything. So right now with COVID going on and me being back in school, I'm just like, okay, once the opportunity comes up, I want to buy a GTR. So
that's my
he wants to
goal,
buy a
bro.
GTR. We saw that
I
you
want to
want
buy
a GTR.
Yeah.
So and the reason why like I came to that conclusion was like, okay, it's all-wheel drive. It's got a V6, it's twin turbo, and no matter if it's an 09 or 2014,
It's all
15,
the
whatever.
same.
Well, one of the guys out here in Dallas, his name is Jeremy. He used to work, I believe, for Boost Logic, and now he's running his own shop out here. And T1, where Tony.
Oh, I've met that guy. I think we were both at the same
Yes,
night out.
that guy,
the one
Jeremy.
that wear glasses.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he said he came back and said he is not afraid of any GTR that goes to him. He can fix him. He can repair him.
Yeah.
He'll make it exactly the way that it's supposed
He
to
moved
be.
from Austin
Yes.
to Dallas.
It was either Austin or San Antonio, one of the
Yeah,
two, because
yeah.
George told me. But yeah, he was like, I'm not afraid of it. And then I told Cameron about it, and I was like, dude, I think I want to go get a GTR because my goal was to get the F90 M5 competition package. But once I did a study about the clutch and the transmission, I was like, I don't want to do that. Then I thought about the E63, and I was like, the E63 is going to be way too heavy for me. But the GTR, no matter what, if I buy it, I can upgrade it to 3,000 horsepower whenever I want. And why not?
For the
So-
small price of one M5 competition.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or another GTR.
And
Yeah, for sure.
Godzilla, bro. It's Godzilla for a reason.
Get those fancy license plates.
Yeah.
Gojira.
You saw my new plates?
Yeah, where it's at Mexico? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. I don't know how you pulled it off, but wow, that was
A lot of people
awesome.
were shocked and surprised. They were like, "You got fake plates." I'm like, "Bro, go read the tag on my windshield, bro." It's
Yeah,
real.
no, yeah, I know how you feel.
People were just sleeping.
If it makes you feel better, my front license plate that says Empower V10 is still over somewhere in Houston.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because when they tune it, they test drove it. And I came back to pick up the car, and I'm like, "Where's my front license plate?" They're like, bro, somewhere probably on I-45 or something." I was like, "Damn it!" I was like, "Well, if you guys ever find it, just let me know," and so on and so forth. But yeah, I like DME tuning. I mean, I think
Great people.
for German, yeah, especially Spencer, yeah. So shout out to Spencer and DME. He does a really good job, and he does an amazing set of work as far as supercars, and I think their profession was in BMW from the get-go. Actually, when they started up in New Jersey before they came down to Houston.
Yeah.
Because when the M5 and the M6s came out first, the V10s, a lot of those guys were getting sponsored, and they were trying to get the hookups from DME, if I'm not mistaken. And they would do whatever they can to drive those cars because they wanted to compete against the Ferraris and the
Yeah.
Lambos and the even with the Audis. All
Yeah,
of them had
sedan.
the V10 engines.
Yeah, my M4, I think I remember it was making over 680 wheel.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, dude. Night and day.
It was a
Night and
bullet,
day.
bro.
You didn't want to go with Cedar during that time? Or did you even know about Cedar Performance during that time?
No. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, a lot of people, I try to tell the majority of the guys that own a BMW, like, hey, dude, just go to DME. DME is the best.
Yeah, that's what I heard about
Yeah.
them because when I bought the car, so I had the friends that I had at the time. I mean, they're still my friends, so they had JDM cars. So
Mhm.
they told me, hey, if you want to get your car worked on and gain more horsepower, tune whatever. Because
Mhm.
like I said, I had zero knowledge at the time. Go to DME and they'll get you right.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the M4?
Yeah,
Yeah, for the M4,
What
yeah.
year was it?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
What are the differences between that and 2018?
I have no idea. I think it's pretty much the same car.
differentials.
Just
Well, he has a
customized.
2018.
He
yeah.
does.
I think it's the same motor, just cosmetic difference.
Yeah,
always.
everything's the same except for like they change lights and stuff, and then I think the differential's different on
Okay.
it. I don't remember too much about that.
But you guys still have the same crank hub, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
Okay.
crank hub issue. Yep.
Did you have any
Did
crank
you
hub
deal with
issues?
that?
No, my whole thing blew up, so I could care less.
That's probably what it was.
Just be honest, bro.
That's probably what it was. The crank hub.
Oh, my
caused the blow
gosh.
up. But yeah. It is
I
what
was
it
just
is.
like, game over for me.
Just a normal reaction from well, it blew up, so I wouldn't know how this
I'm about to go buy a Corolla or something.
Fuck, it's gone. Spell as money as
Oh,
gone.
gosh, no.
Just like that.
Oh, man.
Fuck it.
It was fun while it lasted. So, like I said, no regrets, only lessons
Yeah.
learned.
You can relate to that
I
too.
love
But
mine.
here's the question. So why not go back to BMW?
Or Mercedes Benz.
GTR, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I want a GTR. Bro, look at my wallpaper. Fuck.
Okay, let's say you get the GTR.
Yeah, okay.
Would you get a BMW?
There you go.
At that point.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a GTR, huh?
So let's say you bought a GTR and you satisfied your desire for that. would you still go get a BMW?
No,
after
I would upgrade. I don't know. I would get McLaren or Lambo, but I just want to go up, bro.
that? You just want to keep going up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alright,
maybe.
no
step by
regrets.
step, you know.
Fuck it.
What would you do with your GTR if
What
you
would
first
I-
bought it?
Honestly,
What kind of GTR?
What?
What kind of GTR? Would you get the Nismo edition, or would you just get a regular GTR?
I
Would you
mean,
get...
if there's I know for sure I'm not gonna get a new Nismo. It's way out of budget at
Did
this
you
point.
hear about the Nismos in 2020? What
No.
happened? What was so unique
Did
about
somebody just
them?
knock?
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
So Nismo, before COVID started, produced, I believe, 200 GTRs. And usually they make more than that, if I'm not mistaken. We
Yeah.
can check.
A
But
lot.
once COVID hit, they told the Nismo team, don't make any more Nismo GTRs. And whatever we sold, that's it.
Why? Because no buyers.
Because of
They
COVID.
ran out of money.
There
Probably.
was COVID,
Just COVID. They shut
production,
everything
whatever, they said
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
So
Go
there's
home.
2 of them in Dallas.
No, come to work.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them in Dallas. I've seen them in person, and literally they still have the plastic wraps on.
Oh, for real,
Yeah,
bro. They're gonna cash out.
Yeah.
So the
What'd you find
cars
out?
they usually make about 500 to 700
A year?
a year. Nismos.
so now this year they've made 200. So imagine how
Is
rare.
it? Are those Nismo in white color?
Yes, they're in white with the
I've
black
seen- yeah,
accents and
yeah.
the red accents.
I've
yeah,
seen them.
yeah. So
Yeah.
2021s are already out, but 2020,
Wow.
I'm like, dude, there's only 200 of them.
Honestly, I would just get the GTR premium package.
Okay.
And, I would just give the car to Jotec or someone like that because
Why Jotec?
I know people. I mean, there's a
Cool logo.
friend in my neighborhood,
Mhm.
lives a couple street away from me. He has, I think, 2016 or 17 GTR.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting his car done right now by Jotec, and he told me that he also got his car done GTR. I mean, he got his GTR previously done by Jotec, so he was making that.
It was
numbers.
a Jotec car. Okay,
It's a
gotcha.
Jotec car. Plus,
I
I've
see.
seen Jotec cars like so many GTRs around done by Jotec in Dallas, and they have a pretty good name out here. For,
Would you
Yeah,
take
well,
somebody else's opinion?
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So, like for instance, you heard about T1 with Tony.
yeah,
And you've heard about Jeremy, right?
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm just. It's your decision at the end of the day. But I'm just curious if you've heard other
I'm an
opinions.
open-minded person, bro. Like
Okay.
I'm always open to new suggestions.
I just,
feedback.
in my opinion, with the people that I've talked to that have their GTRs, maybe 1 or 2 of them went to Jotec from the group that I know.
Okay.
The rest, they went to T1 and they went to Jeremy, and now Jeremy is going up and T1 is going up. I don't know what's going on at Jotec. Jotec's been in for 25, 30 years. You know, I get that they have their own reputation, but
Yeah.
I was just like,
25 years.
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
What'd they work on
It's
before
funny how you say
GTRs?
it's okay. Now it's funny how you say that. When I went to Cars and Coffee South Lake when it was at the church,
Yeah.
like a year ago, like a year and a
Yeah.
half ago, when I was there, one of my coworkers showed up, and he was like, I didn't know he knew anything about cars. You know, it's like my uncle coming up to me saying that, hey, did you see that Jotec was here? I was like, how the fuck do you know about Jotec? You know? He was like, Jotec's been in for like 25, 30 years, man.
Fucking
They're a
work
good
on
tuning
original
company. I was
NSXs
like,
or something.
okay, all right, well,
I think
it is what it
they don't
is.
like push much on their marketing side.
No.
Who knows?
So
Yeah.
you see
Do
this
they
shit
need
everywhere.
to?
Nope.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
cool.
Exactly.
It's nice.
No.
It's nice.
But I mean, I've heard different opinions, but everybody has their own opinion. They're entitled to know.
No, true. Like just like when I bought my Camaro, almost 3 years ago. It's
Uh-huh.
gonna be 3 years in summertime
Uh-huh.
later this year. But I was tuned by a different tuner,
Uh-huh.
and then I had my differences with him. So I started looking,
Right.
looking for someone else, and then my current tuner ARS.
Uh-huh.
They moved from Cali, I think Southern California or North, whatever. So they moved down here in McKinney, and bro, they've been flooded with customers, bro. It's been exactly a year since they opened, first, and cars
Right.
from all over the country are being trailered and towed and being driven to their shop just to get their work done.
No
They
way.
work on Camaros, they work on Challengers. I think maybe Mustangs or not, but
Uh-huh.
Camaro Challengers. that's
American
what they're
muscle
for.
primarily.
Yeah.
But what
yeah.
is their primary profession in? Is it in Camaros?
Yeah.
What's it
I
called?
see.
What's the joint called?
What's the shop called?
Yeah.
Accelerated Racing Solutions. ARS.
ARS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I've put them on my bio, bro. Like, they're the whole
100% support them.
LT Motors.
No
yeah.
issues. Okay.
Nope,
That's
nope, nope. And great customer service. That was the only reason I switched from my current tuner to them.
So
It's
tell
all
us
about
about
customer
tell us about October 2020.
Yeah. What happened?
Shit. Everyone's gonna find out now.
Well, if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. If you wish not to talk about it, we will not talk about
Let's
it.
keep it a little, conservative on that.
Okay,
part.
we'll do that. That's
But
fine.
yeah,
It's Halloween.
just to
Halloween.
sum it all, got my car, got my motor rebuilt again.
That's
on
right.
the Camaro.
That's right.
So went from a full blown concept to
That's where I was going
setup.
with it. Like you were getting in the rebuilding phase because you
Yeah.
wanted to be stronger and more
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah. Because I want an all motor solid car.
Correct.
Because the block itself is not forged.
Okay.
It's a regular.
So now it's forged.
Yeah. Not many people know, but now fuck it,
If you don't want them to know,
it's whatever. So
It's too
it's a
late.
stronger block. It's a stronger reinforced
go
block,
back.
and it's basically the way I want it to be now. So I haven't.
But here's the reason why I don't think you should, in my opinion, I don't think it should be that important what everybody else thinks
Yeah.
because it's your car
Yeah,
at the end
true.
of the day. Does that make sense?
Yep.
What you want to do with your car is nobody else's fucking business.
yeah.
It's not his business. It's not my business. That is your car.
It's
like
just bro, how people criticize
Fuck him, dude.
all that bullshit.
Fuck him.
So
why? Let me ask you this. Why?
Race him.
Why?
Yes, of course.
Here's the thing that we all need to understand, even including myself. It's like somebody coming up and telling me, Naveed, you're a dumbass for having an M5 with a V10. That's a piece of shit engine. It's way too big. It's slow.
Get
I'm
it
like,
off my lap.
fuck you. Can you go 200 miles an hour in your car?
yeah.
In your V6 Mustang or whatever? Or
Yeah.
like your Toyota Corolla, like you said?
Yeah.
They're going to say no.
Guys.
And I'm like, okay, I dare you to get in the car with me and you go 200 miles an hour with me and let me see what you say.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
So
true,
fuck
true.
him, right? And I'm full bolt-on stage 2. I've spent over $15,000 on maintenance on my car.
Yeah, I don't.
Does it
doubt
make
that
sense?
At all. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for me, I've done the maintenance on my car, and the reason why I'm going back to this is because at the end of the day, I love my car, and I'd rather spend my car or my money
Yeah.
on my car than my ex-girlfriend, my ex-wife, or somebody that does not have any value to me, right?
Yeah, true.
And you're building something that nobody else is doing.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, I built my motor from scratch this time, bro.
Dude,
I
more power to
literally
you.
told my
That's
tear
all that
apart the
matters.
whole thing,
That
start from
is-
the bottom.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So more power to you. That's very good. And
Yeah.
not only that, you're saving yourself a headache at the same time.
Yeah, for sure, for
and
sure.
it's a story. Does that make sense? It's a story at the end of the day.
With
Yeah.
the forged block, if I may, do you notice a difference in like the way that the engine performs? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So forged block is basically reinforcing the stock internals and replacing with forged
Mhm.
components. So for instance, right, I'm in it right now, and if I layer down the lanes, think like I want to boost the car,
Mhm.
so I can push more psi out of the
That's right.
blower system
That's right.
or turbo, whatever. It's
Does
gonna
it feel
hold.
faster?
It feels faster regardless.
Not just like
It's-
numbers, but like the way the engine like.
As
so
is.
it's more.
Throttle
It's more.
feel?
It's more durable. Basically, it's
Sure.
not gonna blow up on you like
Yeah. That's what, and we can
It's
actually,
the durability, basically.
Yeah.
and we can relate that to the GTRs because that's what a lot of people do when they want to start building their GTRs that want to have more than 1,000 horsepower.
Mhm.
They always come back and say, rebuild the engine.
Yeah.
I don't care how many miles it has, rebuild it, forge it. Like, you want to get 2,000 horsepower, 1,500, 1,200 horsepower, you need to do it right.
Yeah, that's
So,
what it is.
Exactly, and he's doing it right, and that's all that matters.
So right now it's a solid all-motor, naturally aspirated car.
Damn.
I think if I,
Inches.
proper suspension setup, make
Mm-hmm.
small changes and go proper weight reduction, wheel setup. I have a drag setup at home. I haven't put it on the car yet because I have never been to a track, a dragster. But it should be, a low or mid 10-second car.
He's
As a
doing
daily?
Yeah,
Son of a bitch. Golly.
yeah, and
No,
then,
that's good stuff.
and then
When you say drag setup, you're talking about like tires.
yeah, tires and wheels, everything. Front skinnies in the front, and
Yeah.
fatties in the back.
Good old Toyotas in the back.
Wood.
No, I have Toyo's R R on the current
Correct.
street setup right now,
Right.
but for the drag setup, I have Vels S71 and S71 skinnies.
Not Mickey Thompson.
Mickey Thompson are tires that you put on the Vels, so yeah, it's a combination of the rim is called Vels, the company, and
Uh-huh.
the Mickey Thompson that produce
Those
tires.
things look
So
so
that's-
badass.
Yeah. I had them before, almost a year ago. I can actually show it to you. But then I sold that setup to a friend of mine, and then I was itching to get another one, so I did.
Speaking of wheel setups for sale, for Challengers, how much?
I've got old Scat Pack wheels.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Hit 'em
You
up.
got a scat pack too?
I had a Scat Pack, yep, and then I wide bodied it, So I was like, I need those. Yeah.
So he did technically he did what you did, but opposite.
Okay.
So he had a American Muscle, went to BMW.
Yeah.
You went to BMW, back to American Muscle,
Yeah.
or to American
Each of
Muscle.
their own, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
Mhm.
blow my car up. I was offered more money than I bought it for, and I was like, "Fucking go for
Yeah,
it."
yeah.
Yep,
Take it.
that'll do.
There you go.
gotta keep everything in consideration, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just got my car back. I guess like a couple weeks ago or so, and I've been just pushing my dyno days further and further because I still have more work on the car to get done.
Don't
like-
you have to break in the car as well? with the
Yeah,
new
it's
engine
already
and
done.
everything?
It's already done.
Really?
Everything's been done. Just gotta go get the car on the dyno, put E85, and call it a day. Because you gotta tune in on that.
Have you tested it?
No,
Not yet.
not yet. I haven't sent it to the car
Really?
yet because it's
No
not
rush.
tuned. It's on a base file right now,
Oh,
so I
shit.
can only just cruise it on speed limit. As soon as you get in the car, bro, you literally shake. I don't know if you see my snaps or not.
I've paid attention to your
So
Instagram,
it's got a big cam and it's I think about 38% fuel load.
Does your ass not shake while you're sitting at
I
idle?
do, bro.
Vibrates violently.
It's called a titty shaker.
That's what we got it for, right?
Yeah.
That's good. No, that's
I
good.
need a
So I just gave the car just last week. A buddy of mine has a whole collision repair shop in Carrollton, so
Mhm.
he's I bought carbon fiber fenders, bought
Mhm.
carbon fiber hood, a different
Oh,
bumper, diffuser, carbon fiber duckbill. So all that is being installed on the car, and then
Jeez.
repowder coating the wheels, powder coating a different color on the calipers, and then I'm getting the car paint correction and ceramic coated.
Wow.
So I'll be getting the car back hopefully later this next week,
Okay.
and then it'll be officially done.
Damn. So
Then
you're
it's gonna head
excited.
on yeah, man, it's like sleepless nights.
It's been a long just to do it. How long have you been waiting for this whole entire thing to go?
This
from
whole
start to
process
finish?
started in November,
Okay.
first week of November. So it's what, February right now. About 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know how you feel because when I first bought my car, and Zeke can relate to this. When I got my car, thank God I had an extended warranty, but my car took about 5 months to get ready.
Oh shit.
And because I was battling with the warranty company, and I had to go through 3 or 4 transmissions until we can finally find the right transmission for my car.
God damn.
Yeah. So it was a ball buster for sure. And Zeke with his Evo, he and we'll have him later down the road on the episode, but Zeke had to wait almost a year and a half
God
for his
damn.
Evo. Yeah.
Year and 3 months.
Damn.
Year and 3 months, year and a half is the same thing.
And now the clutch is
waited
going
forever.
out, right?
Oh,
we could say that.
Yeah, we can
we
say
can say
that.
that. But anyways, so but yeah, man, waiting game is such a pain in the butt, especially and I hate it when it's like 2 weeks or 3 weeks
Yeah.
and already they give you bad news and then they give you worse news.
That's
than
what
that.
keeps happening with me, bro.
Yeah, so I know how you feel. It's so frustrating,
And then
so-
the parts were, back ordered and whatnot. It was like a fucking
yeah,
mess.
especially with the whole COVID going on.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I went with a different setup as well, like the heads and cam that I bought.
Uh-huh.
So my tuner and I had a talk, and we were like, we need. He was like, since you're
Mhm.
doing everything from scratch, might as well go a proper route, and custom spec everything according to my background or my
Right.
experience. I was like, yeah, sure, because the heads and cam setup that I bought originally for the car was just off the shelf.
I see.
Like they're like off the shelf setup, and then they're you custom spec according to your needs or so. So that took a hit, and then pretty much everything was on back order because they were building everything according to
I
my
see.
need. So yeah, but in the end, everything it played well. So
Hmm.
looking forward to the car, take
Damn.
the dyno. Yeah,
Is it loud?
Huh?
Is it loud?
It's loud.
I'll let you be the judge.
Yeah, it's loud.
Not what I wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
One of these days that he's out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's
We'll
a titty
all find
shaker
out
for a
about it.
reason, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
American Muscle, but yeah.
Yeah,
But other than that, yeah. Do you have any questions for us?
no, man, it was beautiful speaking with you guys, and definitely I want to do it again.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, like I said, we enjoy having you here. So, and this is our first, video podcast with having a guest. So
First of many.
first of many. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Do you guys have any questions so far?
I don't know. Dino Day.
Honestly, he said
That's what-
everything
Hey,
that
guys.
I was going
Yeah,
to ask.
pretty much.
He just
yeah.
kept going. I was like, dude, just keep going.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously, we were early. We were like talking about this, like, what else are we going to ask him? And we're like, okay, well, he answered that. He answered that.
You had a
Okay, well,
dog?
he answered that. So we're good to go.
He just kept saying. He just kept talking. I was like, cool, then go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I
Took
don't
it and
know.
ran.
Once I start talking, like I like enjoying talking to people, and
Mhm.
just
And here's the thing, like I said, we're all car guys here at the end of the day. You know, we all got on it for different reasons, and we know that. Or especially me, I really don't give a fuck about who says anything about my car. I just
you want to talk how we first met and how we all
okay.
started?
So
it was a rough start.
It was a rough start. It was a rough start in the beginning. Yeah. So let it let it sit right
Let
next to.
lay it right against that bitch. Oh, there you go. Let her relax. There you go.
If you have to, you can push the phone a little bit to the side.
Beautiful.
We're good.
We're good.
Director
Okay,
Paul
so
in the
all right, so we met.
Good job, Phil.
So we met at
Care
at Care Now, and then
Were you
but no,
okay?
but we met.
Were you guys okay?
But we met prior to that though. One time.
Yeah, I
It
think
was at a Zio's.
Yeah, it was a Zio's or Cardinal Coffee, bro.
It was somewhere.
South
Yeah,
Lake.
it was somewhere. Yeah, and we met before, and I remember you were telling me that, hey, like, let's give our cars a shot, and I was like, okay. And then later on, we met up at Care Now one time, and we said, okay, hey, let's do it. So we raced. After we're done racing, I see him again, like the week after or something like that. And here was my point of view. Okay, my point of view.
This guy
already kicked my ass. This guy already kicked my ass, and I'm going on the record to saying this. This guy already kicked my ass, right? Bad. Like, I was walked, you know? And I was like, destroyed, like, walked, you know? Like the whole Trump bye-bye, you know? Like, just like how he made his video.
And we go, bye-bye.
And I didn't care. I was like,
You
all right,
saw
fine.
that video?
So I see him.
That was just fun for me.
I see him, and I literally go up to him, I'm like, oh, you're going to drive your piece of shit today? And, you know, it was all jokes in the beginning. We all took it as jokes, or I took it as jokes, but I had, and then later on, I saw a post on Instagram, and it was by him, and I was like, did I do something? So I was like, I reached out, and I was like, yo, dude, if I did something wrong, like, or if I did something bad, just, like, let me know, because I don't want beef with anybody or anything like that, and he was cool with that, and from there on, I guess destiny or karma or whatever you want to call it. Karma, destiny. It doesn't matter whether you do good or bad. You know, you're going to meet up somewhere, and then the opportunity shows up for you to, you know, catch up. And sure enough, we were driving down the highway, and his car shuts down in the middle of nowhere. Out of nowhere, his car shuts down. Eric was with us that night, and nobody had jumper cables, and I have jumper cables. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to help him out. Regardless, I didn't care if I had beef with you. I don't care if we were on bad terms or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's a humane or cultural or the right thing to do, the right deed to do, to say, hey, just help the person out at the end of the day. And so we jumped his car, and I followed him all the way to QT, and I waited until his homeboy showed up, Arvin, and Eric was still with us, but, you know, we had our good graces then. And then after that, we kept on going to Zio's every once in a while, have our hookah and have food, and then, you know, just time went by, and before you know it, you know,
the rest was history.
The rest was history. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're good. Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we're good.
I still got your jumper cable, bro.
Okay, you want to know? The other, it was like a month ago. I left my lights on in my car, and I was like, "Shit, where are my jumper cables?" I literally went to AutoZone and got jumper cables. I didn't even think about my jumper cables.
Because those cables have been inside my car ever since the car was down, so it was all the way in the McKinney. I'm like, man,
really?
fuck, do I really want to go and get his cables back?
Nah,
it's all good.
Fuck it.
Well,
Man.
anyways, like I said, thanks for showing up, man. What a
Yes,
great
sir.
story, and yeah, we'll definitely have more to come. So, anyways, I want to thank you guys for showing up as usual. And Instagram, what's your Instagram?
PK 6.2.
PK 6.2. Follow him. We got Ryan the Mechanic 63, the other Beamer guy with Cameron, and I Fly Great with Naveed, and we are signing off. So, see you guys. Take care.
until next time. Once we're all on the plane, everybody flies.